"Stay in your room tonight," the nurse said, her voice cold and final as she locked the door from the outside. It was Christmas Eve, and they thought no one would ever find out. They were wrong, because I had proof, and I made sure every family member saw it. My name is Eleanor, and at 78 years old, I've learned that life doesn't always go as planned. A year ago, I took a bad fall in my kitchen, slipped on a wet floor, and shattered my hip. Recovery was slow, painful, and after months of therapy, my doctor recommended a nursing home for round-the-clock care. So here I am at Silver Oaks Senior Care, a place that promised comfort and community. It's not luxurious, but it has its routines: morning meds, afternoon bingo, evening TV in the common room. My family, they're scattered. My daughter Lisa in the city with her high-pressure job as a lawyer. My son Mark across the country running his own business, and my grandchildren busy with school and sports. They call when they can, send cards and photos. But it's the holidays that bring us together, even if it's just over video. Christmas Eve has always been sacred to me. The night when the world slows down, lights twinkle, and for a moment, I feel connected to the life I once had. For seniors like me, Christmas Eve isn't just a date on the calendar. It's the feeling of still belonging somewhere, of mattering in a world that often looks past us. But this Christmas Eve, that belonging was shattered, piece by piece, in ways that built a fire of indignation I didn't know I still possessed. It started innocently enough, or so it seemed. A few days before the holiday, as I wheeled myself down the hall for lunch, I overheard two nurses chatting in the supply closet. Their voices were low, but clear. "Let's just lock the troublesome residents in early tonight. Less work for us on Christmas Eve. We can actually enjoy the shift." Troublesome. I paused, pretending to adjust my blanket, my heart sinking. Who were they talking about? Us, the elderly, the ones who needed a little extra help? I shook it off at first, telling myself it was just talk. But later that afternoon, I noticed the common room, usually our gathering spot for holiday cheer, was off limits. "Staff meeting," a sign read. Peeking through the window, I saw the truth. Tables pushed aside, decorations haphazardly thrown up, but not for us. Bottles of wine, platters of cookies, wrapped gifts stacked in a corner. It was a party, a private one for the staff. Their Christmas bash, I realized with a knot in my stomach. No wonder the home felt eerier than usual. They were hoarding the joy for themselves. I confronted Nurse Carla during dinner. "Why no decorations this year? Last Christmas, we had a tree, lights, even carols." She barely looked up from her clipboard, her response dripping with sarcasm. "Old people don't need Christmas. You all forget it anyway. Half of you think it's July." Forget? The words hit like ice water. I've forgotten little things, sure, where I left my glasses, but Christmas? It's etched in my soul. Memories of baking pies with my late husband, watching the kids open presents, Her dismissal wasn't just rude, it was erasure. By 6 p.m., the real cruelty unfolded. Carla appeared at my door, her face set in that fake polite mask. "Time for bed, Mrs. Reynolds. Company rules. Stay inside after 6 p.m. tonight." I protested, "But it's Christmas Eve. I want to watch the specials in the common room, maybe call my family." She shook her head. "Not tonight. Doctor's orders for your safety." Safety. I was mobile enough with my walker. She helped me into bed, tucked the covers a bit too tightly, and as she left, I heard it. The click of the lock from outside. My door didn't have an inside handle for that. It was designed that way, supposedly for wanderers. But this was imprisonment. Panic set in slowly. I tried the door, locked solid. The phone by my bed. It rang internally only, no outside lines after hours. Then, at 8 p.m. sharp, my phone buzzed. A video call from Lisa. "Mom, where are you? We're all here. Mark's on too, and the grandkids have gifts to show you." I explained through tears, locked in, no help. "Call the front desk," I urged. She did, but Carla answered, her voice smooth over the speaker. "Your mother's resting. It's policy." Lisa pressed, "It's Christmas Eve. Let her out." Carla's retort cut deep. "If your family cared that much, they'd be here in person, not on a screen." The call ended in frustration, Lisa promising to drive over first thing tomorrow. But tomorrow, Christmas Day, too late for the magic of Eve. The injustices stacked like bricks, the overheard plot, the commandeered common room, the mocking denial of our need for holiday spirit, the literal locking away, and that final barb about family care. It wasn't just neglect, it was abuse, treating us like inconvenient burdens on their holiday fun. How many others were locked in their rooms, listening to faint laughter from the staff party? My blood boiled. We deserved better, dignity, respect, a sliver of joy in our waning years. In that moment of despair, staring at the blank walls of my room, my eyes drifted to the corner ceiling. There it was, an old security camera, dusty and forgotten. The staff had always said it was defunct. From the old system, doesn't work anymore. But tonight, a tiny red light blinked faintly. It was on, recording. Everything, the lock click, my pleas, the ignored calls. A surge of hope washed over me. They thought they could hide this? Whispering to myself in the dim light, I vowed, if you want to hide what you did, then I will show everyone what you did. Revenge isn't a word I use lightly. I'm a grandmother, not a vigilante. But justice? That I could pursue. First, I needed access. The camera was part of an old internal network. I'd overheard maintenance mention it once. My bedside table had a remote for the TV, but hidden in the settings was a system access menu, likely for staff, but unlocked. Fumbling with arthritic fingers, I navigated reset button for the camera feed. It worked. The device hummed softly, and on my small screen, connected via the home's Wi-Fi, footage appeared. Grainy, but clear, timestamps from 6 p.m. onward. I watched in horror and determination. The feed wasn't just my room, it cycled through common areas. There, staff locking doors one by one, residents protesting feebly, an elderly man banging on his door, ignored. Then, the common room, nurses toasting with wine, exchanging gifts, blasting holiday music while we sat in silence. Worst, Mrs. Because Dorothy from next door, frail at 85, calling out for help. Please open the door. I need the bathroom. A nurse glanced, laughed with a colleague. She'll hold it. More eggnog? Heartless. With the footage downloaded to my tablet, a gift from Mark, with email access, I composed messages, not just to family, to everyone who mattered. First, Lisa and Mark. Watch this. This is what happened tonight. Attached, clips of the locking, the party, the neglect, then the grandkids, softened versions, but enough to shock. Finally, the parent donor group, a network of families who'd fundraised for Silver Oaks last year, including improvements like those cameras. Subject: urgent, abuse at Silver Oaks on Christmas Eve. Body: see for yourselves, our loved ones locked away while staff partied. I hit send around 10 p.m., the staff's laughter still echoing faintly. Within minutes, my tablet buzzed. Lisa: Mom, oh my God, I'm calling the police. Mark: en route from the airport. This ends now. The donor group exploded. 20+ emails in chain, furious demands for answers. Phones at the front desk must have lit up. I imagined the nurses' panic as calls poured in. The consequences crashed down like a holiday avalanche. By 7:30 a.m. Christmas morning, the hallway was chaos. Doorbells rang nonstop. Families stormed in, faces red with rage. Lisa arrived first, pounding on my door until a bleary-eyed aide unlocked it. Mom, she cried, hugging me tight. Mark followed, laptop in hand, already on the phone with lawyers. The manager, Mr. Harlan, usually aloof in his office, rushed to my room, sweat beading on his forehead. Mrs. Reynolds: We didn't know you had access to that camera. This must be a misunderstanding. Misunderstanding? Lisa whirled on him. You locked our mother inside on Christmas Eve while your staff got drunk? The lobby turned into a tribunal. Families gathered, playing the footage on phones. Gasps, shouts. You locked my father in like an animal, one son bellowed. Dorothy's daughter, tears streaming. She soiled herself waiting because of you. 3 nurses, including Carla, were suspended on the spot. Carla fired outright after her family care comment surfaced in audio. Harlan babbled apologies, promising internal reviews, but it was too late. State inspectors were called. Silver Oaks hit the local news by noon. Holiday horror. Seniors locked in while staff partied. Policies changed overnight. No more locks without consent. Mandatory holiday events for residents. Staff training on empathy. Families pledged closer oversight. Some even pulled loved ones out. But the twist came that afternoon as snow fell softly outside. Lisa sat by my bed holding my hand. "Mom, you shouldn't have spent Christmas alone." I smiled, feeling a warmth deeper than any fire. I wasn't alone. The camera was watching, and so was my courage. She squeezed tighter. "You saved everyone here, Mom, not just us, all the residents." I nodded, gazing at the window. Locking a door doesn't lock the truth, not on Christmas Eve, and not when you have the will to open it. Let me take you deeper into how this nightmare unfolded, because the details are what make the heart ache and the victory sing. That overheard conversation, it wasn't casual banter, it was a plan. Carla and her shift mates, tired from double duties, deciding to simplify their night by confining us. Troublesome, that label for anyone who asked for extra water or a blanket. I'd been troublesome once, requesting pain meds late. The common room takeover, blatant, streamers in staff colors, not the red and green we loved. Wine from a donor basket, meant for us, rerouted. My question about decorations, Carla's sneer wasn't isolated. It reflected a mindset, us as forgetful burdens, unworthy of effort. The lock-in at 6 p.m. felt surreal. Carla's doctor's orders, a lie. No such policy existed. The click echoed like a jail cell. Pacing my room, as much as my hip allowed, I felt trapped, invisible. Lisa's call amplified it, her frustration mirroring mine. Carla's barb, a dagger to our bond. Spotting the camera, serendipity. That blinking light, a glitch they overlooked. Resetting it took trial and error. My tech skills from grandkids' lessons paid off. Footage review, gut-wrenching. Dorothy's plea haunts me, her dignity stripped, sending the emails, empowering. Lisa's immediate rage fueled the chain reaction. Mark mobilized legal aid. Donors, influential locals, amplified it. Calls to board members, threats to withdraw funds. Morning chaos, electric. Harlan's bumbling excuses crumbled under footage. Carla's firing, satisfying, her tears ironic after ignoring ours. Changes weren't lip service. Inspectors arrived by evening, policies rewritten. Lisa's words that afternoon, they healed wounds. We shared a late Christmas, gifts unwrapped in my room, video calls with laughter. I wasn't the victim, I was the catalyst. Remember, injustice hides in shadows, but truth has a lens. If you're locked away, literally or figuratively, find your camera, your voice. Holidays remind us, belonging isn't given, it's claimed. Merry Christmas in spirit and strength.